I have a few katanas here. Let's break down the features of them. So, we have the blade itself, and we have the saya, the scabbard for it. So we have the koiguchi, which is the mouth of the carp. So this is where, of course, the entrance of the saya is. We have the sagyo utility cord. We have the karigata, little knob here. We have the shitodome, the little brass inserts. And then we have the kojiri down here, the butt of the saya. Put that up here out of our way. So there's lots of features to the sword, of course, right? We have the handle, the guard, and the main blade. Let's take it apart. So there's usually one or more Makugi pegs. Mine has two that I put into it. I'll use one of them that I can get out a little easier to get the other one out. There has been seen up to like 3, I believe, in some cases. Now I'm using like a cloth here to make sure I don't get any fingerprints here on my blade. Now, some of the handles, depending on how tight of a fit, can come off easily or can come off really, really hard. Mine comes off pretty easily, but in case yours doesn't, right? Get a firm grip near the top here. Strike right here on the palm of your hand, or not palm of your hand, but the back of your hand right here. It'll break the seal, make it get loose. You can take it apart from there. We have our handle. We have one seppa spacer. We have one suba, our guard. We have another seppa, or another spacer there. We have the habaki. So the habaki is like a little fitting that seals off the saya and your blade from the outside world to keep the humidity in there pretty much the same, right? Because we don't want a moist area where a whole bunch of water can get in and rust your blade. So let's do this. Let's talk about the handle first. So we have the fuchi, little collar here, where you don't split this, and also just looks nice and makes the transfer here much easier. Then we have the kashira, the butt cap of the handle. We have some little ornaments in here called menuki. Then we have the ito wrapping for our handle suka here. And then there's also the raiskin, the same. Now we have our blade to talk about, right? So, of course, we have our tang here. We have, let me grab this. We have our the sharp part of the blade. We have the mune here, the dull end. If we take a closer look over here, right, there's a little line. That's called our yokute. The tip here is called the kisaki. And about from about to here, right, what we're gonna be cutting with, it's called the monouchi. That's what we wanted to try to cut with. Now, if you look, I have a little squiggle line that goes down my blade, all right? That is called a hamon. Now, the certain type of hamon I have on this blade is called a horan. There's different styles, of course. And then some blades might have a signature on them, right? So if I was to look at this, now this one's just kind of like markered and it's not really a signature. It's just kind of like calling the blade something. But sometimes like the person who makes the sword, they'll put their name or when it was made and where it was made type thing. And then there's also the ridge line, I don't know if you guys can see that, that goes down the blade, the thickest part, we call that the shinogi. Now on this current blade doesn't really have something that some blades have. Right, we have a little groove here called a bohi. Now it doesn't really catch blood, no. It's more just for weight loss, right? That way it makes the blade lighter. So let's put it back together. You guys remember how to do it? I hope so. So, right, we start with taking our habaki here, and we put it back on. We'll take our first seppa, slide on it up. Our suba, right, our guard, is going to slide up too. We'll have another seppa, followed by our handle. We'll slide our mikugi pegs in, and then we'll put it away. Make sure to regularly clean your blades so they don't rust. Thank you for watching.